was asking, do you think the government should consider a national lockdown? It's just for 3 days. It's not even for 1 week. It's 3 days. Anyway, that's what they told us, that it's going to be a 3-day event. 3rd of May till the 5th of May. All right. A total lockdown is not needed. It has never been used in any part of the world where census is conducted. And at the end of the day, the results will not be credible because of the political affiliation that has been accorded to it. And then the North has always been perceived to be more densely populated than the South because of the resources it gets from the center. It will not be credible. Donald from Iguruta. That is your message, Donald. We have commercials coming right up. And yes, when I'm done with that, I'll be right back and I'll take your calls and, of course, your messages. Do stay tuned. We're still discussing how movement affects the national population census. And I'm asking, what do you think? Should the government consider a total lockdown? Stay tuned. News, trending stories at 1. And of course, after that, I'll be back and we will continue with our conversation. So there's something called administrative data. That's what a lot of countries are beginning to switch to right now. Now, how this works is that it allows a simulated census to be conducted by linking several different administrative databases at an agreed time. And then looking at some countries that have not held a census in more than 10 years. Of course, Nigeria is on that list. Lebanon has not held a census since 1932. Wow. Oh, well, you can see how the country is going. Afghanistan is closing in on 4 decades without a census. DRC and Uzbekistan, story has it that they have not had a census since before 1990. And then Madagascar has not even had a census since the 1990s. Eritrea has only had one as a part of Ethiopia in the 1990s. And you just wonder, how have these guys or these countries been managing if they do not know the number of people, they do not know the adequate data of their population? What is the livelihood of the people like? So even if you say, oh, we have about this number of people here, what's their income level like? You don't know those things. So how have they been planning? Oh, well. So one country that has had a population census over and over and over, and even had the last one in 2022, is Argentina. So Argentina has had its national population censuses roughly every 10 years. So they've been carried out in 2001, 2010, and May of 2022. So they have been doing this. And this is really beautiful. So why do we need a national population and housing census? Do you know why we need this? We'll talk about that when I return after the news trending stories. That's coming right up in about a few seconds. All right. So keep your messages coming in. 0809 030 6416 for your messages. I'll be right back. Do stay tuned.
Talk radio.
All right, so it's 7 minutes. Let's see. All right, 8 minutes gone past 1. And yes, this is the sunny side. My name is Constance Mega. So the weatherman says it's a bit cloudy right now in the city of Port Harcourt. So wherever you are listening to me from, whether the weather seems cloudy or sunny, please ensure to hydrate. All right, take water, take fresh juice, take some fruits that contain some good amounts of water, the cucumbers and the rest of them, oranges and all that stuff. All right, so just ensure you stay hydrated. It is very, very important. Remember, some people put out there's this thing people usually say. I just started seeing that of recent, they say chop first before you go and start looking for love. So please drink hydrated. Very, very important. Okay, so we are discussing the population census that is slated for 3rd May till the 5th of May 2023. That's the 2023 National Population and Housing Census in Nigeria. All right. So a member of the committee of the National Population Commission, that's the chairman, rather, of the Public Affairs Committee of the National Population Commission, Eyitayo Oyetunji, has actually urged Nigerians not to leave their residence during the population census. All right. So part of what he's saying is that if people start moving from one place to another, in case you now decide, since they want to count, let me go back to my village, the same way some people have to travel to somewhere because of the election, because that's where they registered and that's where their polling unit is. They did not move it closer to where they live. All right. So he says, we are not encouraging anybody to move. All right. Don't go anywhere. The idea of the population census is not just to count you, number 1, number 2, number 3. No. The idea is to gather information that will help us to plan. And while we're planning, of course, the government, right? So that we can also be able to provide the needed amenities, infrastructure. And to do this, we need information apart from the number of people in a particular area. All right. So in as much as we need everybody to be counted, we're not just counting people. That's not what the national census is about. That's not just the only thing it is about. So what part of what they actually look out for is what are the needs of the people in a particular area. So we've come here, Obiakbo, and we're counting people in Obiakbo. So you now start checking. What are the needs of the people here? All right? What is their present status? So it's not to count 1, 2, 3, 4. It's beyond that. And that's why they have people, and they go about and they're doing the counting and asking questions. And he also says, we're doing this because it's also going to help any administration to provide a better quality of life for the people. And he says a new administration requires data to start. So you need a blueprint of what people should administer, where they are, how many they are, and what they require. And so I'm asking, should the government consider a national lockdown? 3 days national lockdown, so that we are sure. Even the 2006 population census, some people did not really agree. It was actually, what's the word now? It was considered inaccurate. It was disputed. I think that's the word. Some people actually did not agree that this thing is what it is. This number you guys came out with. All right. But then there was no recounts. So 2006 was the last one we had. And the population back then was 140 million people. Now, if you puts it side by side with the estimation we have right now of about 216 million. That's a lot of people that we have right now. It's been over 10 years. And population census is supposed to happen every 10 years. In fact, this time around, the UN is even advising it should be done every 5 years. And I think one country that does this population census every 5 years, I think it was Canada that I read, that does theirs every 5 years. For the US, it's every 10 years. Yeah, Canada. Yeah. So censuses in Canada are conducted in 5-year intervals. But Nigeria has not even had one after 10 years. Part of the questions I also asked you is, why do we need a population and housing census? I know I mentioned it in what I'm saying, but I need you to also tell me why you think we need it. All right? If you do not believe that we need it, also give me your reasons. And of course, the other question about lockdown. All right, let's see here. Good afternoon, Constance. All right. Dave says, listen, that was how I listened to Nigeria Info about election. Collect your PVC and vote your vote. Vote. Your vote is your voice. I went far to vote. At the end, my vote did not count, and my vote is not my voice anymore. About census now, I'm not going to listen to you people again. Constance, you and Kalada, I will never take part in that census. Dave. All right, Dave. So, Dave, what's your plan? And when these people come to meet you, you will tell them, get out! Nobody should count me. Don't ask me question. I'm not in this country. In fact, I'm not the person you people are seeing. This is not me. I live in Canada. What's your plan, really? I think calling for lockdown is wrong. What we need to ask for is public holiday. Population census doesn't worth lockdown at all. After all, what are we going to gain from that? Aminu. That's from Aminu. Good day, Constance. The essence of census is to know the number of people living in our country. I, or Wanate Clinton West, disagree with those calling for lockdown for census. The recent lockdown we experienced during COVID-19, I have not recovered from it. We can experience a successful census without lockdown. All right, I've seen that one. Good afternoon, dear Nigerian leaders. You know, when you talk like this, it makes me just pause. Nigerian leaders. Like everybody is on this particular table you're about to shake. I'll come back to that message again later on. Good day. Census is good for national purposes, but Nigeria conducts census as formality because figures are fake and falsified. Well, the last one was in 2006. So when you say Nigeria conducts census as formality because the figures are fake and all that, you make it sound like we've been doing it every year. That's what you make it sound like. We've not even done it in the last 10 years. Anyway, come on. Goodness, I can't continue with your message, but thank you all the same for typing. Hello. Good afternoon. What's your name?
My name is Edwin, calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Edwin.
Okay. For me, I'll start by stating out the meaning of census, if you permit me.
All right, go on.
A census is a procedure of systematic acquiring, recording, and calculating. Can you hear me?
Go on.
Systematic.
All right. You might want to call back, please. All right. Thank you very much. I'm seeing some really funny messages here on WhatsApp. You guys are funny. Now, really, you guys are funny. Like, you do not want a population census to happen. Okay, why? Really? Why? You might want to tell me, all right? Those of you sending me messages suggesting that you do not want that to happen. What is really your reason? Let's see here. Nenwi Hope says government should declare a lockdown to ascertain every individual's head count, as if there are random movements where each person per household are not around their vicinity. What is he saying? Anyway, you say, how can you ascertain the figure of those households? So there should be lockdown for accurate permutation and calculation. Nenwi Hope, that's your message. Hello? Hello. All right, please do well to call back if you can. Hello.
Hello, Nigeria Info.
Yes, you are on Nigeria Info. What's your name?
My name is Matthew calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, Matthew, go on.
Okay. The population census we are talking about, lockdown will not be the situation of solving the problem. They cannot be locked down and the population can be done and the counting can be done. And you even check out that even the numbers of votes that come out during the election, even though they can't, the whole Nigeria, the figure will not be up to the figure they come out with during the elections. So they are not even the figure in terms of all these things. They are the ones coming, the citizens, not the citizens coming. That is what I have to say for the population census.
I didn't hear everything, but thank you for calling. Lebosi Deyo says, no man is an island. Humans will want to go on one journey or the other, so there should be restriction of movement for proper census. Announcement should be given few days to the census. Only census officers on duty should be seen around. Oh, interesting. 070-0923-0923, 070-0923-0923. And for those messages, you can send them on WhatsApp to 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. And then you can drop a message on Facebook. We're live there. Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Or you can tweet at Nigeria Info PH. Hello.
Hello?
Yes, you're welcome. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Yeah, this is Daniel.
All right, Daniel, go on.
See, let me tell you something.
Mm-hmm.
This case,
What did you say?
hello? Hello? Let me just get that and I will get back to you.
Oh,
Please.
interesting. Like, he called in to let me know that he wants to buy credit so that he can now call me. How about you? Okay. All right. Thank you, though. Let's hope you are able to call back before 1:30, because I have a program at 1:30. Okay. I do not support spending such humongous money in a population census that will be rigged to favor a certain group of people. Bernard from Port Harcourt. There is rigging in population census. Please explain what you mean by rigged or rigging. Oh, come on, darling. I have every right to censor your message. I can do that, all right? What's your name? Good afternoon. I'm Ben from NTA Mwoba. My take on the topic is they should go ahead and declare 1 month lockdown for our opinion does not count. And if I may ask, how many times have they put that of 2006 to work? And you say they should just keep playing. We're no longer 140 million people. We're way, way above that number right now. And the needs of people have actually changed in some areas, really. What people needed in a particular area in 2006 is not what they would need in 2023. That's how it is. Hello? Hello?
Yes, this is Easy calling from Lalini.
All right, you're welcome. Go on.
Okay. For me, the concept of census is very, very understood, well articulated, but the issue is the fact the country that is about taking the census, the country that is about taking it, we know that this census, if it is well conducted, it will actually keep the exact number of the population in the country. But the issue is that in development, in implementation of development, we did actually consider these numbers, and carry out that development based on the ascertained numbers. Because currently, the current situation in the country, does not tell us that the reason why we are passing what we are passing through today is because they do not know our numbers. That is not correct. They know our numbers. They know the number of people that are in this country. If they don't know the exact numbers, but there is an assumption of numbers, and those assumptions of numbers have not actually reflected in our development. The people are still suffering. So we do not need census for now. What we need is actual development. There are states created in this country. These states should be their local government. There are communities, these local governments. State governors, local government chairman should develop. These things are not rocket science. It's a practical thing. It's a practical thing. We don't need the census. It's just an abracadabra that they want to bring into the country. Just like one of the callers said, that it is meant and it is targeted at siphoning the current, the country's treasures, which is actually correct. 100% correct, my sister. So what we need is...
No, it doesn't make it correct. It's actually it's what you think. It doesn't mean that it is 100% correct.
Yes, I agree with him. That's what I'm saying. I agree with him.
Okay.
I agree with his thoughts.
All right. All right. Thank you very much for calling. So, as of when now? Let me see. As of last year, around November 2022, the National Population Commission boss said that it would cost about... Where's that amount? 532.7 billion naira. Over 400 billion naira has been earmarked for the 2023 election. So let me... So the National Population Commission says the 2023 census will cost more than 400 billion naira. The head NPC Public Affairs Department in Plateau State, one-day building workshop for journalists on effective reporting of census in Jos. Now, he said about 100 billion naira had so far been spent on arrangements planned to hold before May. Now, here he said, quote, over 400 billion naira has been earmarked to be spent on the 2023 census. About 100 billion naira has so far been expended on preparations ahead of the exercise. Census is a very big and capital-intensive exercise. So, let's look at the further breakdown he gave here. So he says that some of the funds would be channeled to empowerment of about 1.5 million Nigerians. I don't know what that means. Lawrence also disclosed that 56,000 vehicles would be rented to ease the movement of personnel and logistics, while about 800,000 personal digital assistants will be procured. So that's the story there. I think... All right, let me look at the Sahara reporters here. I think they have a more robust information on that, on what the man said, right? So he said those empowered, census has far-reaching socio-economic gains, and that some of the funds would go into the empowerment of about 1.5 million Nigerians. Those empowered would be paid monies ranging from 100,000 to 150,000 naira each. The reflation of the economy through the circulation of cash transferred to the hands of functionaries and clients who supply infrastructure and services would add value to the economy. And then he says census is critical to development and therefore deserves critical attention. Items would be added to the questionnaire issued to households, which include ICT literacy, as well as deaths in the household in the last 12 months. Other questions will touch on difficulties in performing activities, sanitation, and climate change. All right, that's part of what he said. So the exercise is coming up in May 3rd till 5th. All right, I'll just finish up the messages I have here and then we call it a day. Hello. Chased away people who came around some time for census enumeration. Nigeria conducts census as formality because figures are fake, falsified. The present government will fail. All right. Okay. That is what you're sending. You're repeating the same message. So you're just projecting that they're going to fail. But the present government is not doing the census for the present government. Right? There's another government that will be coming over, that will be taking over in... Today is the 4th. In about a month. So what's your plan, though? What are you thinking? If you're saying the present government will fail, the government that is ending on the 29th of May, they're already on their way out, really. All right, Akeem from Port Harcourt says, we don't need census in this country as it will only lead to embezzlement of money. All right, God's Will from Ripwalk says he's not interested in the census. Okay. But whether you're interested or not, I just you need to be aware that it's going to happen. All right? 3rd May till 5th May. So get ready. Thank you very much for having this conversation with me. We have his story coming right up. And of course, afterwards, news update at 2 p.m. After which I will be back and we will talk about no phone use rule in a restaurant. My name is Constance Mega. To stay tuned.